Hey guys, welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast. I'm Eric.
I'm Sean. What's up?
And this is Jorge.
Heyo.
And we're back for one of my favorites.
Fan favorite.
Wait, are we calling? Is this a news episode?
Well, this is the news episode, but it is a debate edition.
Yes.
It's,
Emergency debate edition.
emergency debate edition. This is going to be pretty much a full episode.
Just about the debate.
There's a lot to unpack.
If you give us shit about it, shut up and
Enjoy the
and
content.
here's the thing. We are in an election, and these major elections happen every 4 years, and we are 90 days away from
Less
a
than that,
major
major moment.
Less than that. For
major
sure.
moment. Yeah. So November 5th. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then leading up to January.
January 6th.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever
So
it is.
What's when the transfer is?
So here we go. So on Tuesday, was it Tuesday? Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
On Tuesday,
Tuesday.
was the first presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris.
So this is the first time they ever
First
saw each
time.
other.
Yeah. Did you guys watch it?
I watched most of it, and then
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta fucking walk away.
Yeah.
I watched it all, but I mean, I started 30 minutes late, but
Yeah,
I
gotcha.
watched the rest of it.
Yeah.
I
okay.
watched like up until probably the last 30 minutes. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go inside.
I know.
Yeah. It was a little slower than the ones of the past.
I don't know
Meaning
about
like
slower.
Do you
but-
remember the Trump Hillary ones?
Oh my god,
that's the best.
Those
That was-
are gold.
That
Those
was-
are actual gold.
There was no like referees.
No,
really.
it was-
There
I
was
love how they
yeah.
used to like walk around the stage, and he would like walk right behind her and like interrupt her and like
That's right.
that's the best.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like the golden era of
Yeah.
debates.
So the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris was held at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia on Tuesday, September 10th. It was moderated by a panel of journalists from ABC. This significant event marked a critical point in the 2024 race. It pitted the former president against the current VP in a highly anticipated face-off. The debate was structured to allow each candidate 2 minutes to respond to each question that was asked by the moderators. Yeah.
Man, that did not go. Like, that shit went out the window real fast.
So
All of instantly, like they're like, fine.
So additionally, there were supposed to be opportunities for rebuttal
Yes.
and further discussion, but it kind of got a little off.
It just became a fucking shit show.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit of
exactly.
shit show.
Yeah. The rules were designated to facilitate a comprehensive discussion on a wide range of topics without going off rails, essentially. Yeah. So that was the whole point of it. The question then becomes, why did they institute rules? Like what's I mean like what's
That's a great point.
I don't know. I think maybe because it became a name calling scenario in the past.
Well, I think they just did as bad.
Like
They had
fuck you, your
rules.
fucking hair looks stupid.
You idiot.
You know what I mean?
They had rules, and there's a reason for it and all that, but they just did a bad job of enforcing them and following them.
Yeah,
That's what
previously.
It is. What do you mean?
Like what was the point of instituting these hardcore
Well, the
rules?
point is to like. I think the first debate that he had with Biden was better controlled.
It was.
You right?
I would agree.
Right?
I would totally agree with
So I think that they try to do the same thing here, but they just lost control.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and as you brought it up, this was the first handshake they had in 8 years. Like basically you might be right that was the first time they met.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I don't know the answer to that because
I don't know.
I feel like they've met in other circles.
I feel like they've had to have.
No,
Do you know what I mean?
I heard.
that they didn't.
And I don't know.
Yeah,
I
okay.
just know what I fucking watch on
Yeah.
social media and shit.
Yeah.
TikTok is live.
But it was several like of these news accounts or whatever that were reporting. It was the first time they met face to face.
I got you.
They've been talking about each other for a while, but never met face to
Yeah.
face.
Okay. Well, the point that I had written down was that there were no real handshakes previously in the debates for the last extended periods of time because most of the people were kind of children, and they refused to shake hands,
Really?
and be cordial, and
Makes sense.
that sort of thing.
It's literally what
stupid.
it's become. It's turned into like
Yeah.
it used to be like back in the day.
Yeah.
Candidates could debate, but they still respected each other.
Yeah, you saw that
it's-
video.
Yeah,
sent
I
you guys,
did.
right?
I did see that video.
Yeah,
that was
there was
wild.
like mutual respect. They were like, "Look, this is a great dude, but like I don't agree with these policies.
Right.
This is why I think I'm right. This is why I think I'm right. But still a good person." Now it's just like they fucking hate each other. like they think each are the worst human who's ever
Yeah.
lived. It's just like the worst.
Now, do you think I wanted to ask you both do you think we're better off, like, with them being honest in that regard, or do you think it should go back to how it was, where
That's a good question.
Does that make sense? Like, there is a concept of being cordial and full of manners and proper,
Yeah.
but is that fake?
No, but the thing is, I don't think back in the day it was fake. I think it was. I think it was real. I think they really respected each other. I think they really did.
I think it's just politicians being politicians.
Yeah.
Back in the day and up until now, like I think there was a clear difference between her and him. This debate, you could see one is a clear politician and one is just like, I'm going to say what I'm going to say and like.
But you don't think Trump's a politician?
I don't think he's a politician, like a classic politician, like her or Biden or DeSantis or whatever. Any of these,
all of them.
all of them. Yeah.
I think he is a politician. I'm going to disagree
No,
right
but
there
here's
because
how-
he was the president. He was then the ex-president.
Here's what.
So for the last 8 years, he has been a politician.
He's been. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What Jorge is saying is
Yeah.
like there is like the traditional politician is someone who's going to purposely say what you want to hear,
Right.
regardless of whether they believe
Okay.
it or not.
Yeah.
Because they know that's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Yes, Trump is a politician. Of course he is. Duh.
Yeah.
But Trump will also just say what he thinks is right. And a lot of times people are like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah,
"I don't
yeah.
give a shit. This is what I believe. Like I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to say because this is who I am."
Meaning he's not like a homegrown.
Yeah, he's
politician.
not. He's not just gonna like.
Right.
He's not just gonna be like, oh yeah, like this is what you want to hear, and that's why a lot of people are like, dude, if you, even me, like, even when he did that debate with Biden, I was like, dude, if you just like, just rein it in a little bit, just, like let Biden collapse,
Calm down.
Like, just like,
Calm down.
But he can't help it.
Calm
He's
down.
like, this is who I am.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it was a pretty heated debate at a lot of points. They went over abortion rights. Harris accused Trump of planning to sign an abortion ban if reelected, emphasizing the restrictions already placed in conservative states. Trump refuted those claims, saying that that was a misrepresentation, and it kind of went back and forth a lot about
a lot of back and forth.
you're wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Babies can go until they're this and that state, and I don't necessarily know if it was either of their policies that were implemented, but Trump was trying to say that it's at state level.
The state level now.
And Kamala was kind of saying that it's it should be federal.
Yeah, which
Essentially,
I always disagree with the federal government having power over
The decisions of the state.
Yeah, because it just why should we be giving the government more and more control? I've always been, that's why I lean towards the Republican side because I want less government. I want less control over my life. I want to be able to decide for me because I think it's like, look, I live my life and I'm in this thing, and so like let's let the state level, which is more contained to your group, so to speak, because it's a smaller thing. Yeah. So like I think it's more sane. It's not perfect, but I think it's more sane to have it at a state level, make decisions like specific decisions as opposed to for example, it's like so why do certain states have no state tax?
Right.
Like why? I'm sure the government would love
of course.
for all of them to have like full state tax everywhere. Yeah. Like sure.
And if you don't know and if you haven't done much study on it, it's why we're called the United States. Because originally it was that states were managing their own people and their own policies, etc. So it's actually like a 250-year debate of if that's the right way to go. It's kind of the
states have their own constitution.
Yeah, it's kind of like the experiment of the American democracy is there are states and they have their own rights outside of the federal government. Yeah. So, but they also went over economic plans. Again, Kamala went over like a very basic, I'm going to give a bonus and or credit to small businesses and or first-time home buyers, et cetera. But Trump doesn't feel that policy will do anything, essentially. And so that was another major point they went over. And Trump really emphasized his previous administration's economic achievements, and he criticized Harris's being tied to Biden's because Harris was VP during Biden. She is VP. She is VP. Current. Yeah. But it's kind of like a funny scenario because how much power does a VP have?
I've always felt the VP is kind of like
for sure.
It's a showpiece.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's weird because if the president dies, then you have all the power. Yeah. So it's like being like the second son in like an old English aristocracy. You're kind of useless, and then one thing happens, you're the fucking king. Yeah. You have unlimited power now.
So Trump's, I guess, plan. I mean, there wasn't really a plan involved in his discussions about economic policies aside from the tariffs. And Harris's was about getting rid of the tariffs and taxing the wealthy. Mm-hmm. And those were the two essential arguments of economic policy. And it's super confusing and hard because Trump
was
came
that at the
in
beginning. I don't remember this.
No,
part.
this was towards the middle.
Yeah.
I missed this part. I don't remember that.
But it's very confusing because some people will say they'll be pro-Trump and they'll say, oh, he brought jobs back and that sort of thing. But you also have COVID happened during Trump's era.
True.
At the end, yeah.
At the end, right? And so it's just hard to gauge. I'm not saying who is right or wrong, but
it's difficult.
Well, you would just look at the data up until that point. Because it's not fair to judge him for that.
For a global pandemic.
Yes, but then you gotta give the same token to Biden because he took over during a pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
So you couldn't say that Biden did wrong.
Yeah.
But it's when we printed all the money and we had all of our grocery expenses and our gas go up and inflation was insanity.
No,
inflation
that was still during Trump.
That's right.
That's when it started.
That's right, and that's when you know what I mean. But I'm just saying it's very
it's not like it's
hard to gauge who did that.
Yeah, it's not as black and white.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying you would only look at how it was, what he did, and all that for the first 3 years. Let's just say the first 3 years.
Yeah,
the first 3 years were fucking great.
Which was 16, 17. No, wait.
Yes,
17, 18, 19. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So
I know it's hard, and that's the thing I thought, especially on this particular token, is I was really interested to see what was discussed on this point, because it's obviously what is impacting most of us the most is the economics.
Yeah,
and it's just no one really said anything. It was just, and then it degraded into this them just talking shit about how shitty the other one was, and I was like, God damn it! I was really hoping to get some insight.
That's the part that I hated the most. It just turns into this bickering, fighting about nothing, and I'm like, why am I wasting my time watching this?
Yeah, it's always so funny too that the person's like, okay, so what are your plans? To fix this? Well, they fucked it everything.
Yeah.
And I'm
exactly.
Answer the question.
No, it's so annoying.
True.
Come on.
And then I gotta respond. I need a minute to respond to that, and then it's back and forth about how he was just lying or how she was just lying or whatever.
It does seem like neither one of them know what they're doing.
And I
hate to say that, but
I do want to make a point just on the high level overview of the concept, because I know a lot of people, and it's on both sides. It's Republicans and Democrats that feel okay, maybe we should be taxing these billionaires more. Yeah. Because obviously billionaires have the ability to use, IRS tax hole loopholes that are there, and they're built into the tax code and they're built into the system. So I'm not saying they're wrong for using them, because I wish I could fucking use them. Hell yeah, that'd be sick. But they are still paying taxes, and if you actually look at it in the grand scheme, even let's say if a person who's a billionaire is paying less taxes than you from a percentage perspective, they're paying
so much more.
City's worth of people's taxes.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
But then if you think about what happens if you then start to enforce taxes on the highest producers in a society, You then turn into France, where all the that's what happens. It's like the people who are actually driving the economy, who are the people who are making the most money, the ones who are driving the economics of a country, they're gonna be like, I think I'll just leave.
Yeah,
and then they're like, shit, now I get zero tax dollars.
You're gonna force all that money out of here, like
and that's what happens.
Apple, like as a company, I mean, not as an owner to your point, but like they have a lot of their money.
Ireland, baby, tax free.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah,
billions or
dude, so much money, but
hundreds of billions.
Yeah, but
hundreds
like
of billions.
that's what will happen, and I'm not saying like. That's why I always thought that the best, and I'm not a fucking economics major, but I always thought like a flat standardized tax for everyone would be the best thing. Everyone's paying the exact same amount. That's it, and like we're all paying regardless of what you make.
I like that
because it's all on like the scale of your income, so it's not. It doesn't like. Like, hey, it's like everyone's paying 15%. So I'm like, 15% for me and 15% for them. We're all paying the same percentage. Right. So that way it's like that's the equal part.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like, well, since they make more money, they should pay 40%.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's fair, personally. Like if they pay the same as me, sick. I'm fine with that. Totally fine with that.
I like that.
That's my viewpoint. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I always thought that would work. But
no, I like that.
No one's ever caught on to that idea.
Well, I mean, after you make $1 billion, you might have arguments against it. You know what I mean? Or if I don't know.
If I made $1 billion and I paid my same tax rate, I would not care. I would be so fucking rich. I would not give a fuck. I'm like, oh damn it! I only have 700 million now. You think I'd give a fuck? I don't give a shit.
They also went over Obamacare, and. You know, this is this healthcare is a tough subject because it's very divided, and it's divided within the parties.
Oh, totally.
Republicans argue about it all the time. Democrats argue about it all the time. And people have different opinions on who should have healthcare. And it's one of the more heated things that I've had arguments with of people who are close to me. Essentially, which is, I believe that most people should have healthcare, but in our society, in America's society, it has to do with money.
Well, now,
you get the better care.
Should they have healthcare, or should they have the ability to get healthcare? Like, those are two kind of different things. Mm-hmm. Like, does everybody need to have it? You're forced to have it. If you don't have it, then you're penalized. You're gonna have to pay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or it's like, hey, it doesn't matter what kind of condition you have. Like you have this ability to go here and grab your health care and pay for it if you don't, if you're not working for somebody that's going to help you pay for it. But those are two different things.
Totally.
I don't think that people should be penalized because you don't want to have health care.
Or you can't afford it.
Oh, you can't afford it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is that it is a weird argument, and like obviously I'm on a different side because I do pay for healthcare.
Yeah.
And my healthcare costs are so expensive, is because I'm virtually subsidizing the healthcare for the people who can't afford it. So I'm like, cool. Like I'm literally like dying on the vine here, paying for like so my kid can go to the fucking dentist.
Yeah.
But like I'm subsidizing the people who just don't give a shit. I'm not saying everyone. There are some people who don't care. And then they're getting free healthcare, and so I'm in essence subsidizing it. So it's weird because obviously, yes, I do believe everyone deserves to be cared for. Everyone deserves everyone deserves like medical attention. Like that is a fact. Let's just state that.
Yeah. And that was one of the things that Obamacare took care of. Like if you had, let's say, diabetes or something, where nobody would insure you. Because it's a pre-existing condition or whatever,
exactly.
right? Like you should be able to get some health care for that.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's ridiculous.
The system is like really difficult. It's such a.
And you get doctors involved and money and
there's so much criminality in the healthcare industry, and how they're skewing things to get more money from the insurance companies, and then the insurance companies are like, well, I got to charge you more. So I think that it needs a real like hardcore audit.
Yeah,
like they need to like really be like, wow, like how, like man, because if you look,
reform.
One of the weird things is if you look at the statistics on C-section births, they're fucking astronomical.
Through the roof.
Dude, 40% higher than like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
because the hospital gets paid so much more money for a C-section birth, and I get it now. Like it's from the hospital's perspective, they're like, okay, well, if we can manage a situation and be safer and not get sued, we're going to do it that way. But I do feel like a lot of things are getting pushed and a lot of things happen so that they can then rake in more money. Like, it's just my opinion. I don't know if it's true, but I think that the healthcare system's really fucked, and it's like deeper than just like like deeper than like who's getting covered. It's like somebody's like doing some shady shit, and it's fucking us all over.
You know what we need? Do you remember not RFK Jr. but RFK? And do you remember he became the DA for his brother JFK? So he became Attorney General. Yeah. So the Attorney General, and he went after the mob.
Yeah.
And the unions and that sort of thing, right? And Jimmy Hoffa and like the whole that thing. And I felt
Teamsters.
like and I felt like that was the problem then.
Yeah.
I feel like we need that guy.
Yeah, we need the guy. We need
but for the medical industry
we
today.
need fucking Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
Come in.
we need somebody who like is a ruthless coming like to fix what you're talking about, which is the entire medical industry.
No, for sure. It needs to be looked at because like I think there is.
I agree with that.
Well, didn't Trump say that he would want to get RFK Jr.
To make America healthy again?
But do you think RFK Jr. is as?
I think that RFK is a really good guy to be involved in it because I think one of the things he's advocating for is like a family's right to choose on certain things. Mm-hmm. A family's right to be able to choose whether they get certain vaccinations or choose for themselves to do these things, which is great. And I think that's like, and as a parent, and we're all parents, like that's an important thing for me. Like I don't want to like fucking put some weird foreign shit into my 3-year-old's body. Like I don't think that's like fucking legit.
Yeah.
We want to have the choice.
Yeah, I think I should have the choice. That should be my right as a parent. I have the right to make that choice because I, more than anyone else on the earth besides my wife, want what's best for her. More than the fucking doctor does. Yeah. More than the fucking government does. I do.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's not what you're talking about for sure. He's not like the guy, the fucking a lawyer who's gonna go in there and fucking crack skulls. Not the guy.
Okay,
but he's a good dude. He's a solid dude. I always thought he was a solid dude.
Trump also took a hard stance on China immigration.
Well, he's always took
highlighting his administration's approach to border security, building the wall.
Yeah, that was one of the major points.
Harris criticized Trump's foreign policy as erratic, harmful to international alliances, advocating for a more cooperative approach as opposed to a we America, we big bad, and we get what we want.
We got army,
approach.
You don't.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
Dude, I kind of like. I'm sorry, it's probably because I live in America. I loved when America was the bully. Yeah. No one's gonna fuck with we're the biggest dick in the room. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah,
we're America, bitch. We do as we say. We do as we tell you. Yeah. I like. That's me. I like. So
that's
America
like foreign affairs, and I understand the foreign affairs aspect. But what about the wall?
Like the immigration thing.
Is
you look at Jorge?
Yeah, you're looking at me. You're like, what is he gonna say?
What about immigration?
What about immigration from the South?
Immigration now
and the wall
in present time is not what it used to be.
No.
You know what I mean? So when we say the word immigration, it's not the same thing as when you said it years ago. Mm-hmm. So it needs to be controlled. It's out of fucking control right now.
Really?
Yeah. I actually am born and raised in the town which has the most crossings, the most news attention. It's called Eagle Pass. That's where I'm from. And
it's like South Texas?
South Texas, it's like right there on the border. It's like for us here, it'd be like crossing the Clearwater Bridge.
Yeah, okay.
It's like right there.
Yeah. It's like right there. You just cross the Little River part, right? Yeah. Rio Grande. But so I have family there still, and they tell me like there's so much traffic and so many people not just coming over the border, but now like news stations or anybody like interested in this story and all that. And there's so much traffic in that little town, you can't even go to the hospital and get a bed. Like,
really?
Yeah, like one of my aunts had something happen. She had to go to the hospital, and like it was a thing. It's an issue.
Yeah,
you know.
So they're just running over the border.
They might just be
do
walking.
Do you know? Like,
well, there's a river, you know, but it's like a small.
But I mean, there's no like.
There's no like stop.
There's no checkpoints and like.
There is, but they can't control everything.
I see.
And
for being super ignorant, is Mexico so bad that they want to come?
Dude, Mexico's the worst.
Well, here's the thing. It's like what I said. Like right now, it's not just Mexicans.
Dude, it's everybody. They're fucking
forever. There has always been Mexicans, coming back and forth and whatever, right? But now it's like fucking everyone.
Dude,
Chinese, Africans.
So they're flying into Mexico and then crossing the border there?
Yeah. Oh, literally, like you can map it out. Especially the Chinese, their route or their journey or whatever starts from China, and they land in I think it was Panama or something, right?
Yeah.
And then they like literally have it all mapped out, like where exactly you're going through all the way up to the border.
US.
Yeah. And so it costs about $25,000 to come over. So with that much money on the line, can you imagine who, like imagine now thousands of people.
And it's that much better that you would pay $25,000 to.
It is.
Like, think about that for a second. Like, let's just say for you or for me, right?
With no guarantee.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with no
and it's super dangerous.
Ticket. Yeah. But I'm just saying,
dangerous.
like imagine it's so bad where you are right
Dude,
now.
imagine living in Venezuela.
And you come up with $25,000 to get to Canada.
I would have to be pretty fucking mad.
I know. That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
dude,
Like, is it that bad? Like that?
A lot of places
It must
are.
be
In
that
some
bad.
countries, I think it is that bad, and in other countries, like let's say Mexico, it's not that bad, but it is definitely a thing about opportunity.
Yeah, and
Like there's no opportunity over there.
Even like for example, it's like if you you come up with a $25,000, like you come over and you get like a regular job and you're making like $45,000.
Yeah, it's like Sean.
I can like send them.
Sean's working at X job, and then you talk to him, and you're like, he's like, fucking killing it over here, like you should come, and you're like, fuck, okay, like I'm making like 10% of what you're making.
Yeah.
So literally, I can 10x my income if I go through this fucking, dangerous journey, basically.
Dude, there's dudes in some of the South American countries, like they'll have like a fucking MBA, and they're making $7 an hour.
Yeah.
It's like it's insane. It's like, wait, what? Like what the fuck?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question, and I'm gonna ask it to Jorge because he is more like in that
resident alien.
No,
the U.S. citizen.
Okay, so
former alien.
This might be too general, but we'll just chat it out, right? Which is, America is built upon foreign immigrants.
Yeah,
that's what White is still the biggest one.
The biggest one.
Yeah, the biggest one. But I'm just saying that like it's a melting pot.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
You know what I mean? And even the formation of America was people finding opportunity and coming over, and they're being persecuted in other lands, and they're coming over. You know what I mean? Pilgrims and pagans, and all these different things, and they're coming over to find freedom in America, and then America was established.
Yeah,
they didn't have a wall,
but also,
so then the question becomes, what do we do, and should it be open for everybody?
I mean, dude, no, hell no.
No, it shouldn't be. No, but here's the thing: you talk
There's
about you went way back to the Pilgrims.
I know. I went back.
There was never a problem then.
Yeah, they weren't worried about like their families getting fucking raped.
Like they probably
were.
They probably were.
That's why they left.
No, in America, like when the immigrants are coming into America, like, you're like, you're cool. It was cool.
I get it.
Yeah,
I'm saying they left.
They
because
left that. Yes,
right.
Of course.
Yeah,
but and what I'm saying is never a problem in the sense of like you didn't have this avalanche, this overwhelm of people trying to like. It's almost
millions
like,
of people.
Imagine like you have, I don't know, visitors come by and you're like, okay, somebody comes by, they knock on your door or something. But then all of a sudden you get like fucking, I don't know, whatever, 10 people.
Like 20 solar
show up
at your house. You're like, leave me alone.
I don't need solar.
I know, literally, I'm like, I will kill the next solar salesman.
Okay.
So, so that's the thing. I mean, I think that in present time, like, so you're talking about right now.
It's just gotten exponentially too many.
It's out of control.
No, but also
it's out of control.
And what it does, it literally invalidates the time and effort that millions of people have put into doing things through the legal process. Like, no, now it's totally cool. Like, what about all the people who literally spent years and years? And like, I had a buddy who just he just became a U.S. citizen, and he had a green card for 17 years. Like, I mean, these people that go through the legal process and do things the right way, and there's a system in place too for political refugees, for refugees of all these things. Like, we had that set up. Well, I'm not saying like no one's allowed in America.
Yeah,
it's just like now it's
the
just
right
like
way.
this free for all, and I'm sorry, like the U.S. government should be putting U.S. citizens first. Like that is isn't that the whole purpose of having the government, to protect the citizens? And like instead of like
they're supposed to be working for us.
Now it's like, let's serve these other people, and then you just deal with it because we're America and we're the nice guys, which we should be. It's great. Look, it's great.
Yeah.
By all means, fucking come to America. Have a better life. We got the space.
Yeah.
Fucking come on down.
Yeah.
But like, do it the right fucking way.
Yeah.
Like,
well, for a long time, it was, the issue, quote unquote, was Mexicans, right?
Yeah.
But it's also quote unquote because like there's a big portion of jobs that are just it is the reality that is not going to be done or not voluntarily. Like, you don't see a lot of people volunteering for these type of jobs. Like, we live here,
roofing,
very, very
lawn care.
Not even like right here close by. There's Plant City, so there's a lot of farming type jobs, and you got to pick watermelons and strawberries, and it's hard.
It sucks.
It's fucking hard job.
I have a hard time walking into my car.
Dude, you are not gonna get local Plant City fucking people to show up to the fields to get paid per basket. That's what they get paid.
The white guy is gonna be like, "I'll take $60 an hour."
Exactly.
We're good, bro.
Yeah. And then you're paying $15 for your strawberries. Like, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay. So, last question on it: do you think the wall is a solution?
Oof, that's a good question.
Because that's a $1 trillion project.
I think it's a slowdown, man. I think
it's a slowdown.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's like a stopgap to like
slow down.
It's
almost like a DUI checkpoint. Like,
it's
not gonna stop.
Yeah, it's not gonna stop people from drinking and driving.
Yeah, and you're gonna catch some, and then it's like they're gonna learn the lesson.
Yes, sir. That's a good point. It's like a DUI check. The wall's a DUI checkpoint.
I almost like the idea more of putting all that money into the legal process, like the structure of it, to make it better. What you're talking about, where it's like, do it the right way. But I don't know how to do that, right?
It seems to put up like a banner.
I know.
We put it on this fucking legal.
I know. And it sounds like nice. Like it's a nice.
It's like
a nice
Eric's
solution.
politician answer.
It's an Eric solution.
Eric's a politician.
All right, there you go. That's the wall. A lot has happened in the last year and a half with the whole wall thing, because you even had different candidates trucking in people to from Texas and from areas, even from Florida up to the New England area.
Dude, I was like,
because they're like, you don't have to fucking deal with, Cuba.
Yeah.
We do, or, whatever.
Yeah,
and Rhode Island doesn't, or Connecticut.
I also never understood, this is another reason why I'm like, ugh, because I've been paying taxes since I was fucking 11 years old. I had my first fucking job, and I was paying taxes on that money. I don't know how I got with child labor laws, but I guess they let you be a caddy and work part time when you're 11 years old back in the day. But all of our tax money, then you live in New York, and they're putting people up in hotels, paying for all this shit, giving them money. And that's all of your tax money that you're paying. That's all your state tax money that you're paying to the state government.
Yeah, but what are they going to do? Just put them on the street?
Why are they even there?
I know, but I'm just saying.
How did those motherfuckers get from Mexico to New York?
I'm just saying.
They fucking walk?
I'm just saying, put yourself in the shoes of receiving a bus full of people, and what do you do with them?
Send those fuckers back. I don't know.
Now put yourself in the other shoes of if in another country they received, what would they do? Nothing.
They burn the bus on fire.
Nothing.
Geez, they'd be like,
you're like, oh, okay, you came here to be homeless. Oh,
you came here to be homeless.
Okay, cool.
Okay, we're gonna need this. We're gonna need this bus.
Oh my God,
so can you get out?
You came here to be homeless. Good for you, brother.
Yeah. All right.
Jeez.
I know, right? Just over there, preferably. Just go over there.
But even that turns into like a shit show of like it's like homeless everywhere, and it's like.
I mean, but there was already. I mean, even without the immigrants, there's.
I know, it's so true.
There's like a bunch of homeless Americans.
Did I send you that one homeless guy in LA that built like this like?
Oh yeah,
this,
on the street, and they couldn't.
Yeah,
they
or
couldn't,
maybe the other Sean sent it to us or something. I don't know.
There was a dude who built like a little shanty house like on the sidewalk.
It looks like a White House.
And
like
they literally legally like couldn't move him. Like, like
he has living rooms and bedrooms and shit. Legit, and it's on the street.
Probably
like,
worth like $100,000 now.
Probably 250.
Yeah,
in California for sure.
Okay, one of the last issues that they went over was guns.
I'd already checked out by then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I checked out on this part too.
I went inside. I was like sweating, and I was like, "Fuck this."
So Trump really jumped in there and was like, "Oh, she wants the Biden administration wants to just take away your guns," and she was like, "No, that's not true. I'm a gun owner."
Let me see the gun.
She is not.
Show me the gun.
So that's exactly what she said.
Fact
she said,
checker.
"Me and my husband are gun owners."
No, false.
Where do they live?
I don't know where they live.
California.
I don't know where they live. Maybe Oakland.
I'm not like trying to
Maybe
talk
Oakland.
shit about
Yeah.
fucking Kamala.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I just don't personally believe she's a gun owner.
Really?
No, I don't believe.
I
it. I don't believe.
I
it.
don't.
Like she got a gun like a couple months ago
Going back to
because
yeah.
that actually seems more
that
logical.
seems more logical to me.
Like,
And
let's get a gun.
And my thing is like,
Let's get a gun because then we're a gun owner.
Look, people who aren't gun owners, I'm not saying they're like bad people. Like that's fine. That's your preference.
Right, but
You
don't fucking lie.
Yeah, like I just think that
Here,
she's lying.
going back to the beginning,
Like-
politicians gonna
Like,
say
Eric's
what you
not a
want to
gun-
hear.
Eric doesn't own guns.
I
And I
don't
still
own
like
guns.
him.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
my best friends.
I have a big knife.
Butter knife.
I've been trying to talk him into it, though. Trying to peer pressure him into it.
But this also comes on the cusp of the shooting.
Yeah.
You know, in Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
But it's the age-old thing. It's like, look what they did when they did
gun
the war.
control.
They did the war on drugs. You know, billions upon billions of dollars, outlawing, blah, blah, blah. Like, the war on drugs has just led to, like, literally worse drug bombs. The drug bombs are actually worse.
true. Yeah.
And so, like, what's going to happen if...
It was definitely a failure.
Don't they build like
if
government crack houses now, and you can like go there for your own safety to get
to
high?
get, like, free... fucking-
But help me out with the argument. Let's say, because we have all our UK listeners. Hey, y'all.
They're probably listening to this.
We
And
have,
they're
like,
like, what
a-
a shit show of
No,
America.
actually, just so you
We're
know,
like, God, we wish we had guns.
if you didn't know, we have about a 7 or 8% demographic UK listeners. So,
Yeah.
hey, cheerio, mate. Right, get it,
Tuesday.
right.
Every Tuesday.
Right, get it now, check. Anyways,
They're so bad.
so some of them, though, are kind of wondering, like, what's the point? Like, why do we need, like, they don't have guns. None of them have guns.
No, that's fine.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
Totally fine.
they have no militia. They have no, it's not a thing. It's not
Right.
like, oh, let's go shooting. And, there's no thing. And so their argument.
They also don't have tundras, trucks like we do over here.
No, but.
They got Tacoma.
No.
Yeah.
They got Tacoma.
keep
Yeah,
it
they
on
got they got the little
but
city
keep it
boy
in the
baby
guns.
Tacoma.
City boy.
But keep it on the goods. Like, but they don't have shootings.
How do you know?
Statistically speaking, they have 1% of the shootings that we do.
Yeah, but statistically speaking, we have like 5 times as many. How many more people do we have than they
Right.
do?
Even
They live on
still,
a
the
little
math
small
doesn't
island.
work out. They have like 0 shootings, like school shootings.
Okay, well.
Well, I would like to know how many people are on like
I mean,
drugs
let's just-
and mental problems
That's what
over
I
there
think
compared
the
to
drugs
us.
thing.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying too. I wonder how many like
fine.
But
per
that's
per
guns.
capita.
We're talking about guns. We're not
Well,
talking about other things.
Yes, we are. I know we're
No.
talking about that, but I'm bringing
No,
up
we're
the
talking
mental
about school
issues.
shootings.
I'm talking about the mental issues because the mental drugs that a lot of people are on lead, or okay, maybe not lead, but they're behind. They're connected to a lot of these school shootings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
Meaning
why I
we
bring
have
it-
more.
We have way more. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is that their argument is that take away the guns and you won't have the shootings.
But that's
No,
But
that's
see,
false.
my argument is like
Do they have crime over there?
You take
Do they have
for
crime?
sure.
You take
Okay, for sure.
Is crime's illegal? Why are there crimes and they made crime illegal?
No,
why
we're
are people
talking
still
about
committing
school
crime?
shootings.
Right.
We're talking about school shootings.
But like,
I
okay,
know,
well, there
but-
would be
We're talking about children dying from guns.
no, but then there would be school
it.
stabbings. I'm saying like, regardless of whether guns are legal.
Statistically, it doesn't pan out. It doesn't pan out. What you got to look at it.
Eric, listen to me.
Yeah.
Like, you're saying that if we would outlaw guns, nothing like the bad stuff wouldn't happen.
I'm not saying that. I'm
he's just saying school shootings.
I'm just saying we're talking about gun control. And we're talking about the school shootings.
Yeah.
And we're talking about why are they here and they're not over there? And
Well,
I don't know the
okay,
answer to it. I don't know the answer.
I know
to
the
it.
answer. You
Yeah,
ready?
Okay. Yeah.
It's a right.
To have the gun.
Yeah.
Correct. Absolutely. Now, I guess my only thing for it, like my only thing on the side of it is if we needed to revolt against the government, we would fucking win.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Our militia would
Our
win.
militia would
Yeah.
beat any country.
So, meaning our constitution would be followed to the T, which is that if our government became tyrannical,
yeah,
we would be able to revolt, and they wouldn't.
Yeah.
they
No.
But it's the cost that comes with that.
no, but it's not even that.
Right.
It's like I
that make sense?
have guns.
Yeah.
Like I have guns to protect myself, and I like it as a hobby to go shooting like at a range because I think it's fun. I personally enjoy it. But the main reason I have guns is to protect my home.
Yep.
And that's the reason why, because I feel more safe and I feel more able to protect my family by having a gun in my nightstand safe.
Yeah.
Like I feel more comfortable, and that's my right. I'm not.
And yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna add, like, I do know where
I get where
the
you're
thought
coming-
process
yeah,
of what you're
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
Eric,
yeah.
is it might not even be coming directly from you. You're just kind of like sitting
just
here
trying to-
feeding us the question.
Yeah,
right?
I'm trying
But
to go both sides, and
I just think
it's
it comes
smart,
down
yeah.
to fucking it's your right. It's the same thing as if I
Absolutely.
said like would I agree with like the government like regulating everything we say on social media, and it's like you get shut down or you get deleted if you say the wrong thing. No, because it's our fucking First Amendment right.
right.
But
You
they're
know?
doing that
Right.
anyways.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's
Right,
fucking
right,
happening
right.
anyway.
Anyway, they're still
Shit.
doing it.
So in summary, this is my view, is that we're paying a price for having the ability to be a free state.
But see, I don't view it like that. I don't view it as like we're paying the price because of that, because of our freedom. We're paying a price because listen, people who, if statistically all the gun violence is crime related, criminal related, like I'm gonna rob you or we're in a gang or we're
Yeah.
this and that. Obviously, the school shooting thing is an anomaly, and I do think that is heavily involved with a lot of drugs that they put children on, and that
Yeah.
cause them to reach a breaking point. But the thing is, like, if a criminal wanted to get a gun, they would find a way to get a gun.
Yeah.
And there's illegal ways to get guns. There's
Yeah,
a lot of
for sure.
illegal ways to get guns, just like there's illegal ways to get drugs. They're gonna find a way to get it anyways. So I think I know it's a tough subject and there's no like perfect answer, but it's a
Yeah.
catch-22 is like
Yeah.
if you take them all away, you're then inhibiting people's ability to defend themselves against the illegally procured firearms. Because if you take them all away, then a guy gets an illegal gun, he's like God. And you're just like, fucking, you can't do shit.
And we might save a lot of this conversation because we're going to do the Las Vegas shooting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he had crates
He had,
of weapons.
oh my God,
like
so
like
many
he had
guns. It was retarded.
into the hotel.
So many that
Like,
we got to do a fucking episode because it's like
20,000 rounds.
what's the coincidence?
Yes,
Like, come on.
exactly.
now.
And so then
Plus, there was a whole bunch of other videos that we
I know
recently
Yeah,
were looking at. and-
absolutely.
yeah.
So and obviously we'll bring it up again, and again I bring it up as like we are the only country that could revolt against our own government.
Yes.
yeah.
And be victorious, that is.
So
Yeah.
I find it. I personally believe. I know you said you didn't, and it's not a price we pay. But I feel like we need to find the solution for the kid shooting.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There's been no solution, and we continue to. You know what I mean? God for fucking bid that it happened to me.
Oh my God, I would be.
I would be changing my tune dramatically on
Of course.
the access to weapons that a 14-year-old can have. Do you know what I mean? Like if my child was shot
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, but
Because-
obviously, like that kid isn't buying like the
I know it's from his dad
Yeah,
or
exactly.
whatever.
Like,
You know,
yeah.
Well, in this case, it was,
This
right?
case was from his dad.
Yeah.
Like it
It was
was
like
in his
gifted to
home. Yeah, or some.
I
some
was
fucking
gifted
shit.
to him as like a Christmas present, I think.
And this
Yeah,
is
and they were hunters. I don't
I
fucking
get it.
know.
This is,
Yeah,
this is why you have
This is
saves.
a one-off.
This
It's
is
a
why you have
one-off.
fucking
Yeah, this is a one-off.
saves.
It's a one-off, and I don't want to necessarily say it's our entire country because we also
Yeah.
have 50 states and there's different
Yeah.
rules and
Of course,
blah, blah, blah.
of course.
Anyways, all right, right on. Well, we'll bring it up to. We'll really go into it on the Vegas shooting because
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the video, but he literally wheels in like
Dude, it's
20,
like-
20 rifles. I don't
It's
fucking
insane.
know.
It's like the
On the the cart.
Yeah, like the bellhop
The bellhop cart. And he's just fucking
it's, like,
rolling
on
in.
camera, like, eh, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Additionally, in the debate, something that was brought up was wild.
Oh my god, I know what it is.
Yes.
The thing that you keep sitting and shit about.
So Trump asserted that Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio, were involved in stealing, consuming pets, including dogs and cats. And he said this: "They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of the people that live there. This is a shame." Harris responded by saying his claims were sensational and extreme.
I think the thing that's sad about that is like it could be happening. I don't know.
I have no
But it's like,
idea.
I don't know why
There was videos. There was videos of this.
he like yeah, but I'm saying like I just
It's so hard to know.
I even if I
It's
saw
not
the
hard to
video, I
know.
don't know if I would like believe
I
it
know.
because it'd be
Okay.
like too crazy.
I'm
It's
gonna-
like if you
then
see
you
that
guys have-
one homeless bitch at the fucking 7-Eleven. She's like eating a bat,
Like a
and we're
ball,
like, oh shit, Tampa, they're eating bats.
Yeah, it's literally
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It was
okay.
one girl, one Haitian.
Really? Oh, you saw a video?
I saw a video. I'm gonna send it to you guys.
Dark
Okay.
web.
So,
Right.
so there was one lady that the cops arresting, and he's like, "What were you doing? Like fucking eating cats? Like what the fuck?" Like I'm gonna send it to y'all, right?
Yeah, okay.
And then there was another video of a guy that's like talking to the city council
city, yeah.
or whatever. Did you see this one with the
Nah.
red sweatshirt? Okay, he's like talking about the immigrants, and he's like, I see them. They come down to the parks, and they're like, killing the ducks so they can eat them and shit.
Duck is delicious.
I'm with him on that one. Duck is
little duck breast.
If somebody invited me to a duck dinner, I'd be fucking there.
duck roast.
Yes, dude. Honestly.
We got a nice little pond by
Yes.
the.
Woof.
So-
Anytime I see duck on a menu, I'm like, bam.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's good. It's got to be cooked right though.
Yeah, Haitian style.
Sorry.
Haitian, little Haitian
Little Haitian jerk.
So, do you think he just was rambling, or like, and there was just
No,
one
I think
instance,
this
though?
literally just happened this week or over the weekend.
I
or
know,
whatever.
but like he brought it up as like a major part of our country's
why did
problem.
He should
I don't
not
know
have
why-
brought it
I don't
up because
think
he looks crazy. I'll tell you right now.
It could have been happening.
Like,
but,
he was flustered.
I wouldn't have said it.
Right, exactly.
I wouldn't have said it.
All right.
I just think it was like it could, like I said, it could be happening. I don't know, but you might want to save that one for like the
Yeah. Okay.
the call afterwards. Fucking
And going back to what we were saying earlier, like just focus on the real issues.
I
Like,
know.
let's talk about your
Correct,
plan
correct.
to,
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
No, that was the problem, and that was
Yeah.
like my problem with the entire.
That's why you
debate.
checked out. You're like,
Dude, I just I was just waiting for one issue to be truly discussed. I'm like, please, this really give a shit about one thing,
Yeah.
and then literally all it was like, hey, this person sucks, this person sucks, you suck, and then it's like, I care about you, I care. I'm like, you both fucking shut up.
So since we are a conspiracy podcast, you hear about the earrings?
yeah.
Oh, I did.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That
think
was an earpiece?
Yeah,
That was a
that
little ear mic.
allegedly or supposedly, right? That we have Kamala wearing these special earrings.
Yeah. So I was gonna bring it up, but let's fucking talk about it.
But let's
now.
go.
So, okay. She sounded good.
Yeah, she did sound coherent for sure.
She sounded good. She sounded better than he sounded, in my opinion.
I
politician
would
sound.
agree with that.
Yeah, and
I didn't really want to agree with that.
I know
but
she was killing it. She was, but also keep in mind too, it was the first time we heard her. I heard her debate anything.
No, but
No, I saw.
So I never saw any of this stuff.
I saw her in 20.
Really?
What was it? 2020?
16 or-
20.
Oh, on the
whatever it
VP trail or whatever, like her being the VP.
No, she was running for president. back then.
Oh yeah, and
for
then
the primaries.
Yeah, the
But then
primaries.
she didn't get it.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
Well, see, I mean, granted, she did sound like from actually sounding good, yes.
Yeah.
But she just didn't say anything. That was the problem. No, she sounded great.
A whole lot of words come out.
She sounded great, but like,
did she make sense?
There was no issues. There was no policies. It was just like, you want a president who can.
Well,
get a
they were like,
but
they were like
both of
small
them,
handouts.
both of them. He was
Him
talking
too.
about her.
He didn't talk
She
about-
was
he didn't
talking about
say
him,
shit.
and then they just talk about each other and how fucking shitty they are.
Fully agreed. He
So
didn't say anything.
I was gonna just kind of like go over like what I thought was the good of each of them and then the bad of each of them.
Okay.
And I thought Kamala was poised. I didn't realize she had such a good backbone. I thought she was speaking very well, and I was impressed actually out the gate. And then I also thought he was surprised by how good she did.
Yeah, that she.
And he was kind of taken aback and kind of started to fluster a little bit. And that's why the whole cat dog fucking
he was-
Haitian thing. He's like, oh, what the fuck? This is not old man Biden. This is a different debate. I have to,
Old man
I
Biden.
know, mine's like
Right?
popsicle stick.
Sleepy Joe.
yeah.
Sleepy
So
Joe.
I thought that was very interesting. I just thought it was an interesting thing. Whether or not I thought her policies were very, I felt like she was treating me like a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. Like
didn't
it was
like
like
it
I don't really care about the tax $66,000 tax credit. That's not going to change anything for 98% of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Meaning it was like hey, I'm going to give you a popsicle.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
And,
it wasn't like there was no real solution.
yeah.
Like, and that's why I was like, okay, like you sound good for
Yeah.
sure, but if there was an actual plan,
Yeah.
if there was a plan,
No,
involved,
what was
like
funny
a
is-
legit plan.
What's
I'd be
funny
like,
is
damn,
she kept saying, I have a plan,
never
but
got
Trump
the
doesn't. And the plan is basically a very small tax credit.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's not what I need at all. I need us to keep our inflation down around 2%.
Yeah, please
And
God.
I need to figure out these tariffs because the tariffs
Out of
are
control.
really hurting my business. And I need all these, you know what I mean? Like all the different things, you know,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So that was like the negative of her, but at the same time, she had the good too. Trump, I thought his manners were way more in.
They were better.
Do you know what I mean?
He's been way worse.
Like
I've seen
yeah,
him be like
yeah,
way worse.
like,
Yeah, he's
I
been
think-
way
ugly
better.
bitch.
I actually think
This time
No, but
around,
dude, like,
he's been way better.
this might be a weird take, but I think he's a little bit more grounded since he got shot at.
Probably.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
like
yep,
a
yep.
little bit
see
more
that.
like you know.
He definitely got flustered
Right?
with the fucking cat.
Yes,
I
yeah.
think it like really
Yeah.
went, and then he went into the tit for tat thing too. That's like what he loves. But the thing I thought about that, I was like, well, he still is Trump. I mean, so at least he hasn't changed. He's still,
Yeah.
he's still Trump's called Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
I did think he was less aggressive than he
Yeah.
has been a lot.
Yeah.
He's been
Yeah.
overly aggressive
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah.
right.
So, all in all, I do think that I'm not going to say who won because it's not a winning. It's not. It's not an NFL contest. You know, where there's a winner at the end of it. You know what I mean? But I do believe that she probably gained compared to him, in my opinion.
So you're saying she won?
No,
I'm not going to say
I'm not-
his win.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying.
just going to say
No, I'm just saying.
She's got like 1. He's got 0.
No, I'm just saying.
She-
I'm just saying. I'm
just
just saying
saying.
that she gained, and he is still in the same spot that he was, in my opinion.
Oh, because
My view of him
I think people
didn't
were like,
change.
"Holy shit!"
I thought she was a cackling fool.
Yeah, she can put together.
Yeah.
And then I saw the debate and I was like, okay, she's
not.
and then I looked into her and she's like, okay,
Yeah,
she's
I
a
also
lawyer.
thought-
She's like, you know, she
I also
she
thought
did.
that the same thing, and
Yeah.
I thought that there was a lot of people that probably were watching that were like on the fence and like I
Yeah.
don't really know who to vote for right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a
Like,
lot of people.
Yeah.
So I do think that she probably won some of those people over more than he did
Yeah.
in this debate.
Totally.
But did she cheat?
There you go. So that then lies like okay.
I
So we're gonna take over a couple of things.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just I did want to show you guys something that's very strange to me, and it is almost too strange. At first, when I did 2 or 3 of them, I was like, okay, this is the data. Then I did 6 of them, and then I was like, this is too much coincidence. back to you.
Here we go. Here we go.
I was like, remember, my number's like 5.
Yeah.
Right?
And
I got to like 5, and I was like, red. It was a little red flaggy
Okay.
for me, right? Which is all the major
5.
polls, completely Kamala. Every poll that I can find.
But then I've seen other polls that are different. What?
National poll,
Okay.
Which
Kamala is winning, 46%.
Okay.
Yeah. New York Times, Kamala, 49, Trump, 46. National poll, Reuters, Harris, Kamala, 47, Trump. The Times, 49, Harris. New York Times right there, NPR, Harris. Wall Street Journal, Harris.
Look, even
Every fucking one.
Yeah.
Every one.
Every single one, yeah. That's it. Oh, but see, look, I'm
So
happy.
who-
Look at this.
who's being polled?
Oh my God, look at this. They finally they do this because I've always been so confused on like who are they polling.
Yeah.
Look at the sample size. Reuters, 1,400 people. The Times.
I get you more votes on fucking Instagram than that.
Dude, we can
Damn.
actually.
Like,
Actually, we'll do a vote.
But like
yeah,
literally,
yeah,
these
yeah.
polls, like the largest one on here is 20,000 people, but
Also,
literally
that's a
the
decent size,
the average
I
is
guess.
1,000. Look at
Yeah.
Also, 20,000 from where? They're all 20,000 from California,
1,600.
Or
from
listeners
Texas.
of that program or whatever.
See, this
Sure.
This is
So how
why-
many Democrats are listening to NPR compared to Republicans?
0? like literally.
Hi, welcome to NPR.
Like, fucking kill me. No, I always thought. See, that's why I always thought the polls was a huge problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what'll happen is they get these polls and then they
problem with
broadcast these
statistics.
polls, and those polls influence people's decision.
Yeah.
People inherently want to be on the winning side.
Yeah.
Right.
They want to ride with the
right.
winner.
Yeah.
So like I think, and they don't tell you that we asked 12 people who they thought,
Totally.
and
I
now
hate
the
those.
polls. So that's why I think the polls are a bad thing because
Yeah.
it's not big enough to be an actual like legitimate consensus and
Yeah, I agree.
idea of what's happening.
Yep.
'Cause
But I
like
was
said,
gonna
where do you
go-
poll? I'll go poll like fucking. I'll go down to like fucking Polk County, and it's gonna be
But-
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that was you basically just said it. Like it's like where are they from? Also,
Yeah.
You know, they can't all be concentrated in one area.
So I was gonna come and be like, okay, well the polls say that she won the debate, but there were so many that I was like, I feel like it's all just wrong, and nobody knows anything.
Yeah.
And then I looked up the last election.
Yeah, look,
Okay.
look what happened with the
and
Hillary one.
The Hillary one.
It was like
She was
has
like way ahead.
100%. Dude, she was up by like 40 points.
Yeah.
It was like crazy.
Okay.
Literally, they gave Trump a 0% chance of victory.
Now, to be fair, and again to be the devil's advocate, it was 50-50 Biden-Trump polls
Right.
towards the end.
Right.
Whether or not you guys believe he won legitimately or not.
I've
You know what I mean?
stopped.
Yeah,
caring.
whatever.
I've stopped
The
caring about
polls.
that.
Right now we're just talking about. Right now we're just talking about the polls.
Yeah.
Now,
So there you go.
now
And
we
so
didn't
that's
talk
all
about
the-
we didn't talk about her earrings though.
No, I know, and that was just I just wanted to
Fucking,
lay out.
let me get
everything
back to
I
the
had.
cheating.
No, I know. I just want to lay out everything I had, and that's all I have. And then there's the concept of the moderators.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. We did. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
super
So
happy.
that was the other thing.
I was going to do the moderators,
Let's do the
and then we're
moderators.
going to do the earrings,
Let's do the
right?
moderators
Because the
first.
moderators were obviously
It was extremely biased.
they were obviously like not for Kamala, but very
Biased.
much
They're biased.
attacking and questioning and data
Yeah, like,
checking
they didn't-
every single thing.
They weren't like overtly helping Harris.
Yeah.
It was like treating her like a normal person, and
Right.
then it was like give the little setup trap ski. to
Yeah.
Trump.
Yeah, that's
and I
right.
think a lot of people commented about that because I'm like, come on, just make it fair.
Yeah.
Let's let it be fair.
Yeah.
And like he's gonna yell and he's gonna do his
Do
thing.
the
Let's
same
let it be
thing for
fair.
Kamala.
Yeah.
Do the same exact thing.
True.
And that was the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought, and a lot of people like, and ABC's getting a lot of shit for it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
Yeah.
shit for it.
Oh yeah, because
And-
they even talked about how the girl, the
Yeah, I don't remember her name, but I know what you're talking about.
the girl was in the same sorority as.
Oh,
Kamala.
really?
That's a conspiracy.
And also, I
Life.
don't remember if it's the owner or the president or somebody like up there is like friends with Kamala.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
like pictures of
Yeah.
them together and shit
Yeah,
everywhere.
for sure.
Like fucking vacationing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I don't know,
literally.
but-
yeah, for sure.
But Trump thought going into it that it was going to be completely unbiased.
Well, it should be. It should be unbiased.
So maybe that's also why he was flustered.
Oh, the little why are you setting me off?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's kind of like, et this too, brute, you know? You know what I mean? You're like, oh, my homies, or maybe at least a fair playing field, and then it wasn't.
And my thing is like, dude, the instant fact checking was like bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm like, just come on, like.
I mean, you know how long it takes me to Google shit? Because that took a lot. That was very fast for them.
Instant, and like as soon as he said,
like,
and that's incorrect.
Yeah.
He took the bait.
Yeah.
Let me correct him right now.
You know, they had an iPad just of Trump points that were like data checked. Yeah.
And so that's the thing. I'm like, look, like. Just let them debate. Who cares? Just let them fucking debate. That's why this debate pissed me off. I'm like, I gotta turn this shit off.
I know.
Like,
it was annoying,
because it was so moderated.
No, not the moderate. Just because it was just like they were just yapping at each other.
Now here's the other thing.
Like,
back to the fucking cheating one more time.
Yeah.
So he's like,
no.
cheating.
So
there was another thing though. Did you hear about that? She got fed some sample questions, quote unquote.
Which in reality they were like, you change one word.
And they were basically the same questions. Yeah.
Well,
but it goes back.
This is why she looked so good, because she was drilled for a week. She sat there with her team,
slaying those questions.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, anything's possible in the fucking.
I mean, she
world.
did. That's why I wanted to say that I did think she looked really good, and so it would lend to that, which is that she was very on.
Yeah.
And she was very I mean, whether or not she did it legitimately or not, that lends to your question, which is that maybe she was fed the answers.
And the significance of the passage of time.
So what do you think? Like, tell me your guys' opinions. Do you think the earrings are real? I mean, Alex Jones really went hard on that.
Well, of course he did.
Fucking
Alex Jones goes hard on like a random ass shit, like fucking shit that I don't even believe.
I think that they look very similar to the real audio ones.
I know.
I think in the end, no, I don't think those are real. Okay, but I do think the earrings, right?
Yeah.
Not the audio.
You think it was just coincidental that they looked that way?
Yeah, I think it's coincidental.
It's like a fucking pearl earring.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the political bitches wear pearls. That's what they do.
I think more than anything, she probably got fed some questions that are going to be very similar or like the same or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And that she just bottom line came more prepared than him. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think she was like that's full preparedness.
Yeah,
like ready to roll, ready to answer.
Right.
I also don't believe that those, because if you really think about it, like, you know how difficult that would be. Like, you're in mid live questioning, and then you're like, someone's like chirping in your ear, and you're like, that would actually fuck me up more. I'd be
and you probably would like make some sort of like, I don't know, twitch or reaction that you're like it would give it away.
Say again. Say again.
It's like, I'm itching my ear.
Yeah, it seems absurd.
Yeah, but I think Jorge made a great point. Like, yeah, she
probably was
prepared.
fed. No,
she was more prepared.
But on the conspiracy side, she probably was fed.
Yeah,
fed the questions ahead of time.
I mean, if you just look at how, like, just based on like the bias, if the moderators weren't biased, I would
then
be like,
it would make it a little.
I would be like, dude, she just crushed it. You know, like she just did it. But like the fact that they were so biased, I'm like, they probably.
Yeah.
Whoops.
We might ask this. We might also ask this, and this, and this.
Potentially, in the universe of questions, I might ask this question.
All right. Well, and then he did come out saying no more debates.
He did say no third debate.
Which
confused me, but I was like, oh, he's counting the first one he did with Biden as one. Yeah. And then Biden got kicked out, and then this is two.
So I think that was a bad move. But
for the no third?
No third, for sure.
I think he should have just been like...
He did one debate with the presidential nominee.
I think it's a good move.
Because he got smoked?
No, I don't think he necessarily got smoked.
I know, but why would he not do another one?
Why?
I think he's probably
if you did that and you know you got cheated on,
absolutely.
Who would you trust?
Nobody.
Number one.
The snap hand and nobody.
And by the way, this whole time,
like in somebody's basement. Like
this whole time,
the X thing I thought was a great idea.
Yeah,
and have the audience be the moderator.
I like that. And this whole time, you've also been crushing it. You know that you've been like winning over audiences.
All the things,
So like, why does he need a debate? He doesn't need a debate. She really
I think
needed.
People really wanted her to debate.
Exactly.
To hear
her speak normally.
Yeah,
because I've never heard her talk.
And people's biggest thing is like her policies aren't on her website. Like they're like, well, what do you actually stand for? Like, what are you gonna do?
Because she never had a website. Because she fucking never thought she was gonna run, and like she just got thrown in there. And
That's
like,
true.
Hey, you're the new puppet now.
I mean, that's why I hate politics, because they're all fucking puppets.
I know.
They really are. And even Trump, he's just, I think, less of a puppet because he's like, I'm gonna do me.
Yeah.
But like, I still think he has to do certain things. I just don't think he's doing like, he's fucking. I feel like every other politician is like, just let Jesus take the wheel. So
I was telling my friend,
he still has to do shit that he probably doesn't want to do. He's still gonna have to do it.
Yeah, that's a good point. 'Cause I was telling my friend, I'm like, I like him. He's not like bought like other politicians. He's like, I think he might be bought by like the banks.
Yeah.
Think about how much money he owes to some of these banks.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's like while he's a billionaire, it's like he's not funding his entire campaign. It's impossible. Like he would just go bankrupt funding his entire campaign. You can't do it.
Right.
There's only been one
didn't what the who's the guy who
Ross
owned
Perot?
No,
Ross
no,
Perot
recently
funded like fucking
he did, but
like 98% of his
no,
campaign.
recently who's the guy who owned the newspapers that ran?
Oh yeah, Bloomberg.
Bloomberg, yeah.
And he fucking spent like $100 million
In like,
I'm out.
nowhere.
Yeah.
He went nowhere, and he's like,
I'm
oh, that
Oh
didn't
my
work out.
God.
Yeah,
It was
because
a
it's
bad
too
investment.
expensive to do it, and I think it's set up that way.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
set up so
True.
that special interests
It does suck.
always get their needles in. Like
It does suck.
It sucks. I fucking hate it. That's
I
why I
know.
hate the government,
I know.
dude. It's bullshit. Anyways,
Well, you do have like social media nowadays, which is
I know.
which is way better than traditional
I think
media.
RFK Jr. really made traction on social media.
I think he did too.
I think that
And
Trump's
he got
doing
like 12, like 10, 11% like
Yeah.
of people
And-
like on board. It's
and I think
amazing.
Trump's doing a good job in his strategy of
the podcast,
doing the podcast.
Yeah.
So
the
if you
young
guys don't
guys?
know,
Well,
I
that's
do
his son,
I
Barron.
do
His
marketing.
His son
The
Barron
youth
was like,
guys?
"Do it."
Huh?
Yeah. The
Oh yeah,
youth-
his son Barry. Yeah.
Yeah, the wasn't he on?
He was on.
He was on Theo.
He was on
He was on
Aiden
Theo.
Ross.
Yeah,
he was on
yeah.
Theo. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
The Aiden Ross one had like over a million people.
Yeah,
Dude, it's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And more and counting. Like it still keeps growing.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good strategy.
It is a good strategy because that's what most of the people, even
It's a good marketing
even
idea.
the,
Exactly.
even the boomers are fucking on social. Like we're all on it. Like,
Yeah.
All right, well, that's what we got tonight on the news debate episode, and we are going to do a plug here, and this is Eric doing the plug, which is get out there and vote.
Vote.
If you haven't registered, there's no excuse. Go get registered. I don't want to hear that you don't know the candidates or your vote doesn't matter, because that's not true.
Bullshit. Your vote totally matters.
That's how America was built, was by your vote. So
And vote for whoever the fuck you want to
yeah,
vote for.
vote
We're not
for
here.
me.
We're not.
Honestly, you can put in the blank Sean.
Yeah.
And
we're not here to
go
influence
to town.
your vote. We're
Yeah.
just here to tell you to vote.
Exactly. But
Exercise your rights as a fucking
if
American
you
citizen.
if you don't vote, you're nothing. So so get out there and vote.
Stop listening.
Get registered.
Don't listen to this.
Get registered. Get out there. Get voting.
Yeah, I mean,
All
it's
right.
one of the great powers of a citizen is
right.
the power to vote.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time.
Nighty night.